Hello, everyone. It is your girl, Kelly Michelle Thomas, the poet, the author, and, oh, you guessed it, the artist. In this video, I'm doing an oil painting using the Alla Prima method, which is an Italian phrase that means at first attempt. This refers to a wet-on-wet approach where paint is applied to previous layers that are still wet. Now, as some of you may already know, but if you don't know, I've been painting for about 11 years and acrylics were my medium of choice since oils have always intimidated me. But in the past year, I decided I wanted to grow as an artist and make the transition. After all, I am a jack of all trades. Now, I can already hear some of you saying, jack of all trades is a master of none. But, oh my dear, have you not heard the whole quote? The full quote goes, jack of all trades, a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. It's got a different ring to it now, doesn't it? Plus, sometimes it's no fun sticking to what you know, so here we are. I'm inviting you into my studio, and this painting I'm doing is what I call a study session. So welcome. It is an honor to have you. I know I could have condensed this video down a lot more, however, I really wanted to show every step of this process, showing the painting come to life while also sharing some of my thoughts. So if you stay until the end, you have my deepest gratitude, and your attention span isn't completely fried, so give yourself a bow. Now, let me dive a little more into this study session. With the Alla Prima method, you typically want to start off with the earth tone canvas and then draw the shapes you see in your reference photo. For this session, I went with a still life. You don't have to focus too heavily on details. You keep everything loose and just focus on your colors, shadows, midtones, and highlights. This is my first time doing the Alla Prima method, as I felt like this would be a good practice for me because I tend to get in my head while I'm painting and want to hyper focus on details and get it perfect the first time. But perfection is subjective and doesn't truly exist, so to help me break out of that, I made myself only focus on my colors, shadows, midtones, and highlights. Whenever I had the urge to stay on one spot and hyper focus on it, like I normally do, I told myself to move on. My main goal doing this painting was to finish it in one session and make it look as close to the photo as possible. I will say this method honestly really intimidated me because normally I would start off with a very crisp, clear sketch, making sure everything is in its place and spend days on it. But starting off with loose shapes, I was afraid it would come out horrible. However, since I was a little girl, I was always able to draw whatever I was looking at quite naturally, so although I do have trust in my capabilities, I can't help that for whatever reason, in the beginning, I always get a bit anxious. Not sure why that is, but as I get more into the mood, it all melts away and I become one with the brush. It becomes an extension of me and it all feels natural, like breathing or walking. Transitioning from acrylics to oils has definitely been quite the learning curve for me since these mediums do not behave in the same manner. I'm used to applying my paint layers together and not having to worry too much about muddying up my colors. That is not the case with oils. Acrylics dry rather quickly. Sometimes layers can be dry within minutes. Oils can take days, about a week or more to become touch dry, but generally it could take 6 months to a year for oil painting to become completely dry. That's because oil paintings actually go through a curing process, and there are 3 fundamental rules when it comes to painting with oils. The rules are fat over lean, thick over thin, and slow over fast, which basically means you paint your thinnest layers first, then your thickest layers on top to prevent your painting from cracking. These are things I didn't have to worry about with acrylics, and I have to keep that in mind with each new painting. Even with these new factors and learning curves, I absolutely love how oils look, especially with loose brushstrokes and the buttery smooth consistency. It just gives the painting a different feel for me. Even though I haven't added really fine details, isn't it coming together so beautifully? After doing this method, I have a deeper appreciation for oil paints. This has given me a much better understanding when working with them. With my oil paintings before this one, I sometimes felt like I was, in a sense, trying to fight with them a little bit to make the paint do what I wanted. But with this painting, everything felt so effortless and flowed so much more smoothly. I will continue doing these study sessions using this method, and in due time, I know my skills will evolve and maybe eventually add the much finer details later on. Although, I really do love the looseness of the brush strokes. This session made me realize how important that first layer of foundation is. Once I have that down and my values in order, the rest will flow smoothly. So remember, everyone, your foundation is important, and that doesn't just apply to painting. Now, I want to take this time to share my gratitude and thank each and every one of you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, listening to me ramble, and staying till the end. I know this video was quite long, and I appreciate you for sticking with me. You are a divine creative being capable of wonderful things. Don't ever underestimate yourself. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.